I just had another conversation with my one of my brothers. I just feel like I immediately need to record a message just to kind of explain how good it feels to talk to somebody. Um, I mentioned this very briefly in the note. I spoke to my mom today for about an hour, and I spoke to my brother today for like 2.5 hours. I finally told him like about my, near death experience and all this shit. And my brother's a guy who has a lot of life experience, and I think he just kind of looked at me with just pity, like that I haven't like lived, and that there's so much that I could do, and that I just hadn't done it. I think all the people in my life who really know me it's just found this hard to kind of witness. Um, but like now that I've kind of come out and I've really started to kind of just be honest about how I've been and how I've been actually doing, because for a long time I just lied about my self and you know how I actually felt about all of it. Um, and I guess I'm just going to kind of unpack some of these conversations I had because they were so helpful to have that I think that if you're alone and you're listening to this, which I suppose you'd only really keep watching this page if you found some of what I'm saying resonance. And the thing I've dealt with most is being alone. Not necessarily loneliness, not all the time, but like being alone and not having someone to connect to, and just tolerating that existence it's not the better way generally. I mean, now what I have realized is that these conversations can be pretty hard. There were some moments in each of these conversations where, they couldn't see my dream for like purely what it is, and they have some concerns, and I just want to express that, I appreciate them telling me those things because it's a just a real concern. But they don't know everything about my financial situation, so I kind of did have to explain certain privileges that I have, and to explain it. But the point is that people love you, and they really just want to do nothing but care for you and accept you, and kind of they want to have these conversations, and they want to be real, and they want to help you genuinely for the struggle that you're really having, not the one that you pretend that you're having. And for most of my life, I kind of pretended that I was having essentially no problems, that I didn't view my social isolation and my lack of friends and my just like loneliness basically as a problem. I just kind of expressed that I felt peaceful, I felt regulated, I felt like I was good. And I really just kind of, after a couple of years of this, guy seemingly just not growing up, they kind of eased off me in a lot of ways. Never fully, but there's a lot of times they just kind of stopped asking me about like, hey, who are you hanging out with? What are you doing? Like, what are you getting up to? And we would kind of just focus on them, or maybe I've always been kind of much into discussing topics and kind of having chewing up ideologically certain ideas and kind of having just conversations like that. I've always that's kind of been my niche. But in terms of like, just so many people want to talk about their girlfriend, their I'm thinking about proposing, whatever it is that you're doing. There's so much life to be lived, and I never lived it, and I hid that from them. And opening up to them now, and kind of actually really feeling mostly fucking complete acceptance and love, and it's just pure love that I was having, with them. Again, dealing with people can genuinely be hard, and you have to you can't just say anything that you want. You kind of have to be courteous and respectful to how they're feeling, what they're thinking, and kind of just sometimes know when to shut up and know when to speak up and know when to draw boundaries. And I think I'll make a separate chapter about boundaries at some point, because those are what I have used to keep everybody out for kind of, ever. And I've realized that some people need more boundaries and some people need less. I needed far less. They weren't helping me. They were keeping me prisoner in my suffering, I guess, just my loneliness. I just, it's a shame that somebody put themselves through that unnecessarily for so long. So if you're in that situation, man, I'll tell you that I felt so much better talking to my brother. He's not perfect. I'm not perfect, but we love each other and we make it work. Same with my mom. There's things going on back home that are not great right now, and she's going through stuff, and just the idea that I really don't call her that much, and that I have the opportunity to call her and ask her how things are going and talk through our problems is it's very relieving that she's still here, and that I can still have this time with her. I don't know how long I'm going to get. You never really know. So I feel like I haven't cherished her properly since I lost my father and any of my family. And I don't know how much more I'm going to say, but I'll just say that it was really nice to talk to him. And if you're thinking about people with terms of that you're going to have a conversation that isn't so pleasant and isn't so fun, and that's why you avoid it. Man, these things are going to happen, and I think that it's not worth it to shut down completely, because that's kind of what I did for so long, and it's only brought me more misery. It brought me some way to get through it from a peace perspective. Nobody bothering me, but it's better to talk to people, and I hope I'll talk to even more people, because it's been really nice.